Good evening, Gman Division 3A for your Week 7 recap. And yet again, we have the wonderful, the guy we know who tries to get all your players killed so he doesn't have to, Crystal Hunter. Evening, Crystal.
Good evening, good evening.
And as a bonus, we also have a coach from the division, the guy who has probably the best looking team in the division. It is the one and only Watchtower. Welcome, Watchtower.
Thank you, Bernie. Hello, everyone. Hello, 3A.
Is he also the best looking person of the division, though? That's the question.
Well, he's probably better looking than both of us, but that's not saying much, is it? Let's be honest. But just in case you're still in confusion, it's the Jungle Beats, the lovely Amazons, who went against some lovely dwarfs this week. Oh, what fun!
It was a great game. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about your game when we get to the bottom and get your input, but I can sort of understand when you come against dwarfs, it's never fun. So a lot happened this week, and I don't know if you two have heard about the new Blood Bowl 3 coming out.
Oh yeah, we were talking a little bit about it last week, if I remember correctly, right? Like the last recap we were saying.
I think we was. I don't think we did done the pre-cap, but you know, there's a lot of people I've been talking to, and regarding some people have been conceding or quitting and stuff like that, and a lot of the feedback I've been getting back to is the team's getting destroyed. And that's probably to do with a lot of these piling on pommers and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to, obviously, number 3, because obviously the leagues may get better tools, but obviously they'll be using the new rules. So obviously pile on is completely nerfed and nobody will take it. So hopefully we'll get a lot more diversity, shall I say?
Well, if they hold the piling on rules from Blood Bowl 2016, yeah, then it's gonna be the same thing. Like you said, like they're gonna remove piling on or ask a reroll for piling on. And
that's basically what will happen, won't it? And
yeah,
you know, yeah, I think that'll help, but who knows? But yeah,
what do you think about it, Watchtower? The whole
Well, I play in the tabletop league, which has the 2016 rules. I quite like it, to be honest. Yeah. People keep their players a bit longer.
What I feel like from my experience, you're playing an Armor 7 team. I also play a lot of Armor 7 teams, usually mostly Skaven. And what I see in my experience is like the attrition on higher TV is so ridiculous. Like you're losing 2, maybe 3 players immediately if you're kicking on the higher TV with the piling on being there, that kind of thing. So like the attrition is just too much at the start, in my opinion, and like removing piling on is going to be a factor.
I would prefer that they ban the combo of claw palm and leave piling on to the, for example, Amazon teams that do benefit from it.
Then you get a bit of a debate about if you, because a lot of people are saying like, well, they better nerf claw or something, you know, but what's gonna make chaos better than dwarves then in that case, you know, like it's gonna be something that will really hurt some teams as well.
We'll have to wait and see, because the announcement suggested a whole new rule set, didn't it, for the whole game?
We have to wait and see how they work it out. I'm hoping that they'll keep that part in it, and maybe we'll see some interesting new rule changes as well.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Pretty much looking forward to it, basically.
Good stuff. Right then, shall we start with the wonderful week 7? And it was Gorka's Idle Tendencies of Zunk gets a good draw with Fairy Harem 1-1. Not a bad result. 16 armor breaks for the Orcs and only 7 for the Rats. And I was impressed with the Orcs. 87% ball possession. Good effort from Zunk there. 6 KOs, 2 injuries. I don't think by the sounds of it, he deserved the draw. So good to see him get there. He's just, I think both these teams are struggling for wins to get them up there, challenging for the top 3. It's not happened this season for Fairy Hair. I mean, Keith had a very good debut season, but this season it seems like them little dice rolls just not coming down the right way.
I've been browsing through the game a little bit as well, and what interested me is that Furry Harem got on 0 rerolls in the first half quite quickly.
Right.
He was risking a lot also with a 1D on the 6th strength Black Orc into a frenzy trap basically. So like he was really trying to extend and get things down with high risk plays basically. And yeah, it trained him on the rerolls a little bit, but things worked out for him, I guess, in the end, because playing a draw versus that team isn't that bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Have you played either of these two teams, Watchtower?
Yeah, I've played Orcs and Skaven before. Skaven should normally win, I think. So I think it's a good draw for the Orcs here.
Yeah. SPP wise, let's see what they got. So 12 points to the Orcs and 13 points for the Rats. It's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, I can't. Who did we tip this week for that one? Can you remember? Shall we just say we went for a draw?
I think we did. I never remind which kind.
We'll just say we got it right. I'm in pitch black here because I can't see nothing because the missus is watching Game of Thrones, the last episode of Game of Thrones, and she's going to be losing shit when she's seen it.
Would be funny if we had a guest that wrote it all down, all our predictions down, and he'd be like, "Okay, you guys said this and this. You're absolutely wrong about this one, like this."
Well,
I've not done that.
I have it wrote down somewhere, but I'm in pitch black, so my eyes aren't great as it is. So it's like I've got all wonderful stuff, but not the results.
He's getting a bit old. That's what he's saying.
I know that's what it is. Yeah, but I'm sure you would have gone for the Rats. You always go for the Rats.
I would normally go for the Rats in that situation, and what Watchtower said about normally the Rats winning on versus the Orcs, yeah, it should normally be that way. But like the way Keith was risking everything and he was throwing dice, I think he would be quite happy with the draw in the end.
Do you think he's risking a lot more stuff because things have not gone right through the season?
I'm not sure. That's something he something I have to ask him on that part. But like,
well, I'm just asking you because obviously you're a rat coach. Would that make you, if
I was in his position, I would be frustrated about how the season is going so far, and I would try to get some wins in. Of course, like you would give that a try. I don't know if what he did was the right approach in that match. But he was playing someone that isn't doing a good division or a good season either. So like, yeah, it's interesting that it ended up in a draw, and I don't know. In the end, I think that both head coaches would be happy about that. Like, the team that Sunk has is also a pretty nice team. We don't we can't really forget that, like.
Yeah, I mean they're both good teams. I mean I love the Orc team, I really do. Both these teams is funny. I suppose in a way we should have expected it to be 1-1 draw because these two teams have drawn quite a lot. So yeah, we'll see how bad the teams are afterwards. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Chakwas Changelings versus Flowerlord Sevens. The Nagel getting another big win. 2-1 winners. And that's going to really hurt Chakwas' chances of finishing top. Because them and the other Dark Elves were top, wasn't they?
Yeah, it's turning around the division a little bit. The standings a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a big result, and it's a very entertaining game. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it looked on the face of it like a standard 2-on grind for the Nurgle, so the Dark Elves score after 2 turns. It wasn't particularly straightforward. I think the Dark Elves sacked the ball 3 times over the Nurgle's drives, and they even had the ball safe, but the Nurgle's agility players managed to get the ball back.
Wow. I mean, it's good to hear that because.
So it was a bit of a scramble then. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
But again, you see, we know when we said about balanced Nagel teams or balanced Chaos teams, and obviously because he had a balanced team with some ball handlers, they've got him out of trouble, and it's got him a big win. I mean, 2 KOs, 2 injuries, and 2 kills. So obviously the Chakwas lost another good player. It seems like both Dark Elf teams, each week one of the Dark Elf teams is losing a key piece, and eventually going to just have no players left. But they're still competitive. But again, the Sevens 56% ball possession, but so that would have helped.
Yeah,
But
the final result doesn't really surprise me either. Like I think I tipped that on a draw. Checkered Changelings was there when we were discussing about that, and I know Ant-Man is a pretty good coach, so I was like, well, maybe he can match up against the Checkered Changelings pretty well. So I was expecting at least a draw on his side. He did well to even win that, so that's a nice one actually.
yeah, it's a big result. But like I said, everyone beats everybody, and it's quite. I mean, both the divisions were recapping. They're both very, very close divisions, just what we want. 13 points of XP for Chakra, and then got 15 points for Nego. So both teams got pretty well. Have you played both these teams, or just?
No, I played the Nurgle,
Yeah.
who I kind of got lucky with a 1-0 win. But Ant-Man was a very good player. I was very impressed by his play.
Yeah. A few people said that. I think you said that as well, didn't you, Crystal? You said he was
Yeah,
a good player.
I've met him a few times in the. I think I've met him a few times in the CCL. Well, in the CCL matches I play. So yeah, I know that he play Blood Bowl. He's a decent coach, definitely.
Yeah, and he's proven here. Right then. Pirates of the World End versus Tall Dwarfs with no AV. This is the game we've decided to recap. So I guess we better click onto it, I guess. And
I just wanted to take a quick look at some turns here. See what Watchtower thinks as well.
Yeah, this was the Wilhelm Chaney exhibition game. This one, yeah, he did everything.
Yeah, he was used very well. He was in the snow as well, what doesn't help the Chorfs very much. But I do like seeing the snow come down. So we're looking, if I remember correctly, we want to be going to turn 7 of the Chorfs, if that's right, is it, Hunter? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until I'll load up.
So it's a blizzard out. So there is some factors here that are a bit rough for the chores.
Yeah.
Of course. Because with a blizzard out, it's gonna be hard to make those final GFIs for the score, or a bit harder at least.
I'm just gonna fast forward to turn 7, and I'll pause it until you guys are ready.
And what I kind of want to aim on is his positioning with the ball carrier in the end here.
Where are we?
You can see that he has a actually really nice screen for the ball. So at some point, I'm still at 6. Hold on. There we go. He has a really nice screen. He's making a really nice screen for the ball.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna.
But the only thing
Sorry, I'm just gonna let mine just. I'm on actually turn 6 of the Norse one. Just gonna let it run through so I can pause it exactly where it is, and then we'll get to it. I'm just looking at a few Norse blocks. What's happening now? But yeah, I remember seeing this, and this was quite. Like I said, this was a huge turn, and obviously, up skulls there for the Norse. Come on, Norse, hurry up, and then I'll pause it. There we go. Right. Get rid of the 10-7 off. Get off 10. Right, there we go. Right, okay. So I've now paused it. So I'm behind the Chorfs. So do you want to go through what you would do? I mean, I've got it so both the players are laid on the floor. The Chorfs want to lay on the floor.
Yeah. Well, like there's a lot of things during the turn I just agree on with what he's doing. Like,
right,
he's just getting everything smashed. Just moving in. He's moving Cheney away from the ball carrier.
To me, do you know? I don't know about you two, but if I'm looking at this Chorf team, I've got an agility 4 blodger, and I've got a break tackle bull centaur. So technically, I don't even have to throw a block there or waste my blitz or do anything. Them two can just dodge away if need be. In this position for me, I'm looking to do some sort of side cage or some sort of screen off and stuff like this. And I don't know about you two, but the strength 4 claw piece, he hits the guy to the left, the loner, when surely he should be hitting the guy to the right, up one to the right.
You would say that at the moment that he's hitting the ball carrier here, you would say like, well, you could move it to the right. It's an option, yeah, but if he just moves his ball carrier 1 square to the right, he doesn't have to deal with the wolf at all, with the blitz coming in there. Like he can, like if you look at this, at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if Warsaw has anything to say about that, but like
Yeah, I agree, because he's blocked his own pieces off by.
the way it's standing, like if he moves his ball carrier 1 square to the right there, he doesn't get a blitz from Cheney at all.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. I'm just gonna play. Right. Okay. So I'm trying to remember if they can actually see my cursor when I record. But I personally would have personally used David Jones to knock down the lineman. Like I said, I mean I'll play it because he ends up going for the left. Well, to me is a mistake. He gets the pout or the dodge pout, takes him out. Now the problem is if he'd have gone for the guy to the right, he would have opened up. He would have freed up 2 players. He'd have freed up his hobgoblin and he'd freed up his claw piece. This other piece has got nothing to do with the game of this drive. The guy he knocks down has nothing to do. He's not really much of a danger at all, in my personal opinion. So I'm thinking, well, that's just.
I agree with you. Like the whole progress towards that play could have been played better as well. But also the positioning, the end positioning of the ball carrier here.
Yeah.
He's putting himself into so much.
Because he's hit the other guy, that claw piece then has to hit the other guy who just knock him out. But then all of a sudden he's only got 1 free piece. And then this is where I think he makes a huge error, in my humble opinion. And it's to do with the bull centaur. He puts a block in with the bull centaur. Now, to me, I don't know about you two, there's 2 options I would have done there. One could have been the blitz, and blitz Cheney away and then start doing some sort of screen. Or 2, just break tackle away.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with your agility 4 piece, it's a 2+ with a reroll to dodge out the way. And then you've got your dead player to make some sort of screen. If it had done it like the way I said, it could have used that claw piece to make it even more solid.
Exactly. He could have got
his guard piece, he could have come in and helped out as well. And there's no way, unless he was extremely lucky, if anything, he was going to get the ball off him. And he would be 1-0 up, probably half time. But he didn't do any of that. So that ball center now is just wasted there. And now we're going to, you know, it's just, and then he uses the blitz on the ball carrier. So
he could have moved the bull center right behind the last piece, the runner, Einstein the drunk, you know.
So I'm going to pause it where I'm going to.
Behind there.
Oh god, fucking 10 seconds. Right, let's get off. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to pause it here. So, so you can now explain, because obviously now I'm where you are. He's put the ball carrier behind the hobgoblin. So you're saying if he moved it, 1 to the right?
1 to the right, he doesn't have any problem with. Like if he moves it 1 to the right, like I'm agreeing with what you're saying, like totally 100%. He could have built it up that better, but even with the choice he's making, if he moved it 1 square to the right,
that's what
there's Cheney is screened off. And he doesn't have to take a blitz from him. The worst thing that can happen is that he's getting a 1 dice from the runner here. But after that play continues, you know. So
and that doesn't have tackle or wrestle or anything, that runner. So like you say, it'd be a 1 die at best. But it doesn't do that. And as we're going to see, this is quite easy to get 2 down the ball. And here comes good old Cheney, who's, as we've already said, is a superstar.
And like you said, what you would have done and what I would have done if I really thought about it, like just blitz with the bull on Cheney and then move around to the back to the runner there, and then you can cover the off play and you can actually just score the touchdown basically, unless the opponent makes some crazy dice.
And I mean, obviously when we've seen you play, obviously we're impressed with your position. So obviously, I mean, would you have done one of them 2 things, what we said, or would you have done something different?
I mean, in hindsight, the blitz with the ball, because you need to get 6 squares from the end zone because it's snowing. You need a cage further up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's easy to see these things in hindsight, don't we? We all see the play we should have done.
Yeah.
Too late.
I mean, this is what we've said. This is what we've said before. We all make mistakes. We make mistakes as well. But what this is supposed to show is, sometimes, people say, well, the dice turned on me, I was cursed or whatever,
But
or
that's the thing you hear a lot from people, like every time. And there's
yeah,
a lot of people that every time they lose, it's like, okay, it's just been an epic dicing, and
yeah,
I blame the dice 100%. Well, if you study the game,
yeah,
you can actually find spots where you can actually set like, okay, I could have done this better and I could have done that better,
yeah, and
and that
yeah, go on.
improves your game.
And this is what we've just shown here. We've just basically shown that if it had gone the other way, he would probably 1-0 up. But because again he's positioned wrong, this ends up being 0-0 half time. And it's just them little things. It's hard for them because they're in the snow and all that. We get that. But as we've seen there, you've got an agility 4 hobgoblin. So yeah, sometimes you are going to roll a double 1, but you can't be scared of that. There's no tackle on him. So why are you blocking with that? He should be using your blitz somewhere else, not him.
And
If you can't trust your agility 4 piece to roll 2+ on 2 die, then just sack the agility 4 because it's blow if you don't trust him. Because it's one of those things where, to me, if he'd have used the bull, I mean, the bull, I would have probably blitzed him, but he didn't have to blitz him on a 2+ with a reroll in the same position again. It was all about, in my humble opinion, is to screen off and get your ball carrier protected. Or if you couldn't do that, he still had the chance, like you said, to be able to move it, to one to the side. And as we've seen, if he'd have done what you said, Hunter, and we saw the 2 dice, what was it, both arrows, because he got him on the frenzy, didn't he? So he wouldn't have got him down. So he had 2 chances to protect the ball carrier or make it hard for the ball carrier not to get the ball knocked down off him, and both things he did wrong. So hopefully, we pointed out,
exactly, and also the basic thought, like him having to blitz with a 1D on with a block player without tackle,
yeah,
instead of Cheney that has wrestle and 2 dice bringing in there on that wrestle. So it's a way scarier situation than just having.
And the thing is, as well, is Cheney's got 4 die, and because he's got frenzy, he's actually pushing you as well, isn't he? So he actually would have pushed, and even if he didn't power him, say he didn't power him, he just pushed him, he'd pushed him 2 squares away from the end zone with 1 turn to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would have been out of range, so he'd have had to have passed it to somebody else. So so that'd been another role he'd have had to have done. So either way, with him using Cheney, he would have had to have done something pretty difficult to have scored anyway. So but I like what you said about if he'd just moved 1 to the right, then that would have happened, and then he could probably use maybe one of his other pieces to free it from the sidestepper and score. So there you go. Now, did you say the next thing you went to look was like 10, 14?
14.
Now I must admit I didn't see any of this, so
this might sound a bit questionable with the risk I'm willing to take on this.
Oh god, I should have seen this.
I'm kind of a progressive player here, and it's the score is you're 1-0 behind. So what happens here?
Is this after they've scored? Or
sorry?
Is this from 10
before the score?
Before the score, right? Okay.
This is before. This is turn 14. Is
right. So I've got 10-13. Hang on, I'm on Chop's 10-13.
Yeah, and if you see the Norse kicking, then you're at the right position. So like the Norse kick it, the guard Hobgoblin catches it, which is quite good news.
Yeah.
Now he's blocking away, and he's again a little bit unlucky with the dice there because he's rolling a double skulls on the way with the first blocks.
Yeah, I'm seeing that double skull just come in. Yeah.
Yeah, fairly unlucky on that. What I would have done there on turn 14, because you're kind of forced to score like in 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
I would have moved my bludge piece forward, my bludge agility piece forward, put him safe, and then hand it off to the bludge piece even without a reroll. because like
Yeah.
the chance that the guard one is getting through and is gonna score is way smaller than the agility large piece that can that can take some hits and be able to dodge some stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean the other thing as well is when he does the blitz with Hector Barbosa, I would have thought he would have hit him diagonally so he'd actually fall next to the chaff. If he doesn't get the stun there, he's actually that Alpha Wen is free. And if he did move up like he does, then that Alpha Wen had no problem getting back up and knocking it down the next turn with Frenzy. So I thought, to me, I always think of trying to, if you've got prone players, you try and get like 2 prone players to one of your players. So then all of a sudden, you're holding 2 players to 1 player, if that makes sense. So that means you should have more people free to do stuff.
Oh yeah, that's also a thought to bring, but like I kind of want to focus on that situation I just sketched, because it's going to be somewhat important in the next few turns. You see him again having to progress through, just like in turn 7.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to progress through and make a scoring threat on turn 15.
Yeah,
So it's kind of the same situation, just a little bit deeper in the field on turn 7 than it is now. But like,
I'm just on the nose 10-15 at the moment. So they're just doing all their blocks and the nice dodge there.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I'm just letting it run as well on that view. So what he's doing, he's moving his Hobgoblin to base the Berserker with guard. He's rolling a double score again, which is again fairly unlucky, but okay, it can happen.
Yeah.
And then he moves his guard piece next to the guy that is basing the Berserker, which means that if the Berserker blocks that guy and he gets a push or a pow or anything, mostly a pow, then he just gets there to the area where he can base him, you know.
Yeah.
If the agility guy would have had the ball now instead of the guard guy could have been functional into guarding off the ball carrier.
Yeah.
Where he's now just having the ball, and this whole thing happens where he's just getting blitzed in without anything to save him, really.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is this Hobgoblin hasn't got block or dodge.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that was a very brave GFI in the snow with your best ball player as well, and what he failed. It's lucky that didn't go horribly wrong. But yeah, he's put himself now in a world of pain because.
But like I would almost say, like, he's almost asking for this to happen with the whole situation that he created for himself.
Yeah.
And he could have done that a little bit differently, and he would have had a bigger chance on the draw there.
Yeah. And obviously, if the Agility 4 piece had the ball, that blitz wouldn't have worked because he had block. So, but he's given it to a piece what has no protection. And
like these are small details, like can actually lead to horrendous situations like this, actually.
But that's what it is, though, isn't it? It's when you've got coaches what are very similar in quality. It's these little things what people usually don't notice what basically decide who wins. I mean, I hear a lot where they say, "Oh well, if it's 2 evenly matched coaches, it's whoever rolls the best dice." And yeah, that can happen, but a lot of the times it's little things like this. If you'd have handed that off to the Agility 4 piece and put in a bit better protection, he's got a great chance to get a 1-1 draw. But he keeps with the guard piece, has no protection, and he's lost the ball.
And that's the thing I'm trying to say. There's also a good reason in general that mostly the same persons get into CCL playoffs, or mostly the same, or a lot of the same persons get into, I don't know for sure, but into the Rebbl playoffs.
Yeah.
Like they do analyze what they're doing, and they know, like, okay, let me think about this for a second, and then they react on that kind of thing. So like they approach it differently than saying like, oh this was just a game with which was a bad dicing or anything else.
Yeah.
They really go deeper than that, and that's the thing. You wanted to add anything on that Watchtower?
Yeah, I think that, in my opinion, the best players plan what they want to do with the turn before they just throw blocks. And I'm always guilty of this myself. I always see a 2 dice block and I make it. But if you plan where you want the wall to be, plan how you're going to get the ball safe, just take 30 seconds at the start of your turn to do that and then start throwing the blocks. Definitely improves things.
I mean, the thing is as well, in Rebbl you get 4 minutes, so you get a lot of time to just take your time and do it. I mean, my game today, the guy threw a block, it was both down, didn't re-roll it because he thought he had block and he didn't, and it was a turnover because he rushed it, you know. And it's silly things like that, you know. And I mean, people who know me on the PS4, I'm a very fast player. You know, I can play 2 minutes no problem. I've already thought the turn before what I'm going to do usually or whatever. And I've tried to be much more slower on the PC to try and improve my game. Because sometimes, like you say, you go a bit quick and you miss things, or you see something, you think that's a good move, and you do it without deciding, well, actually, it is a good move, but is there a better one? And you only really pick that sort of stuff up is if you go back and then think, crap, Benny should have done this, should have. And since I've played a lot slower on the PC, I think I've become a lot better because I'm picking up stuff I might have missed before. But like I said, we all make mistakes. But what this sort of recap is on these games is we're not having a go at people. We're just trying to show you where it went wrong, why you lost, or why we think you've lost, or why you won. And then it's up to them to decide if they think that was the right thing or not. We're just trying to help best we can.
It's not because you're tipping them, Bernie.
Well, you know, if only I was that powerful. Because if it was, I assure you, I would curse everybody I played, and I'd be the world champion, the PS4 champion, the PC. I'd be champion of the world. Unfortunately, I'm not. But yeah, that's just some good. That Bernie's curse thing came from a lot of fun and 20 odd season on the PS4. And we just put it across the PC. And it is a lot of fun, but I assure you. I'm just a bad tipper. You know, I have no power. But
I gotta say as well. Like I've been listening to Watchtower a little bit now. He seems to me like quite an experienced player. How long have you been playing Watch?
No, I started playing in Blood Bowl 2016 came out in the tabletop version.
Okay.
I've only been playing online a year maybe. I only play one game a week, and that's Rebbl.
That's quite interesting. Like a week online, and then from 2016. Well, it is more experienced than a lot of coaches we had on the show, basically. Or
I think everyone we've had on's been about a year.
Yeah,
we must be just too old, aren't we? It's just us. We have no life. I mean, obviously, Watchtower's got it right. Just play one game a week. No, then you can't get salty or anything, and just chill and have fun. I mean, that's what I've been doing for a while now, and it's a lot better.
I should follow his advice sometimes, because it's rough out there sometimes with the CCL there, and the whole mess it brings sometimes.
It is an unforgivable game, yes. You know, it can be cruel. I remember FIFA, people saying, "Oh, FIFA's real salty," and it'll get you really mad. And I think, please, it's got nothing on Blood Bowl, where you could spend 7 turns, get everything perfect, totally outplay your opposition. You just need a 2+, and you roll a 1, or a trip wire in the end zone, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, but you know, you've just got to keep going and believe in your ability, and you know, if you do the right thing, most of the time it'll come off. But unfortunately, we forget that. We always just hang on to the bad beats, don't we? And that's the problem. But regarding the Norse, though, it's good to see the Norse get a win. They needed that, didn't they? They so needed that win. So,
Yeah, definitely. They totally needed that after the fallbacks there, and I didn't expect them to win because it was really a bit of a recovery match, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had the Ulfa winner missing as well. So you know, that was yeah. So maybe they should sack him as well. And ironically, you know,
it was the inducements that won the game. It was Cheney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played Cheney really, really well. I was impressed the way he played Cheney.
Yeah.
And obviously in the snow as well, the extra speed what Cheney gives you.
That's the thing, because I watched some of the game that we didn't mention as well, but Cheney is like also an awesome guy to just hand off the ball to and just let him run away and break away with the whole thing.
Yeah.
And That's exactly what he did basically. Like he made a little gap and he handed off the ball to Cheney with the catch reroll, and he just moved away and he was like, well, Shores try to catch this, try to get to him. Yeah, they couldn't.
And the thing is obviously what you didn't see in that game, he was trying to farm and level up this Norse guy, wasn't he? Took him ages to try and do it. But the key thing is he then started bringing pressure, what was right, I thought, from the Pirates. But then he moved his bull up, and I'm like, you've got no one back. If he goes for the handoff here, that wolf's gone. You ain't got nothing back to stop that wolf. So, and I was really happy that the Norse saw what he did and suckered him in, and then just said, "You are Cheney, catch this, off you go." And there's no safety, but that was probably because the other ball was knocked out as well. But that was the other thing, if it's like in probably American football, you bring the full blitz and you don't get to the ball carrier, and he gets the ball away, they're going to score the other side, and
it's kind of scary how versatile that star player is, isn't it? Like Cheney.
Cheney's good, yeah. He's really good. Strength 4, wrestle, catch, movement 8. Don't love him, and he's well priced as well. So but anyway, good result for the Norse. And yeah, sadly, obviously Cheney got the 3 points, but he'll take that because he gets to win. Like I say, I don't know. I mean, the Pirates of the World's End, I thought they'd win this game. Maybe hopefully they'll win this week, but we'll see. We'll see what we tip when we get there. But they got 11 points, and well, the Dwarfs only got 7 because you can't really count Cheney. But yeah, good for them. Right, next game. Right, so we saw the Chakra Changelings lose 2-1 to the Flowered Servants. The Dark Angel of Lilith won 1-0, but sadly this was an admin win. I fancied them to win anyway, but I mean, Watchtower, how does this sort of thing annoy you when you see people getting free wins, or does it not bother you, or?
No, I don't care. No, it's fine. This is the second game in the row that the Crusaders of Calador have given away an admin win, isn't it? I wonder if they're on holiday or.
Yeah, I know there was talk on a team in my division where the team was a bit battered and they lost a killer. He got killed by a foul, and now he's thinking, well, I might not play the rest of the season. It was frustrating because obviously that guy's stopped other people getting points early in this season, but now he's going to give everyone else a free win. I mean, we had someone concede a half-time in a top of the table clash. I was top, and because he conceded, he made this other guy go top of me. And it's frustrating. I mean, it's you try.
Yeah.
I always try and play the game out because to make it fair for the rest of the teams in the competition. Now, if you're going on holiday and stuff like that, or something in real life comes up, that's fine because that it's just a game at the end of the day. But I mean
Rebbl is awesome. Like the whole system is awesome, and there's a lot of coaches there. Just a huge community. The only downside of having a huge community is like you're gonna have more people that are not that invested into the game.
Yeah.
That's are like, okay, I'm gonna give up and I'm just gonna leave everything as it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, I mean, like I said, it's going back to a few of these people are like deciding not to play the rest of the season because the team's been smashed up, and they just don't want to waste any more time on it. And there's others are blaming these kill teams because there's a lot of kill teams. I mean, I was gonna like I said before, I was gonna go rats, but I was gonna go walks. But in the end, I thought, you know what? When I saw how many kill teams there was, I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna go walks because the claw's gonna shred my team to pieces. So I ended up going chorfs. I don't play chorfs very well, but I thought I have to have some punch somewhere. So I played chorfs because of what I was probably going to run into, and that's why I'm hoping when Blood Bowl 3, I know it's not going to come until next year, but when it does come out, hopefully then we'll get the diversity. Maybe they might bring out Case Pact and Korn might come back, or they might create a new team, I don't know, but I think we've got a lot to look forward to. But as it is, Rebbl's amazing. I mean, I don't play private leagues, I never have done.
Oh yes,
but Rebbl's just on another planet to me.
The rule set by itself is debated a lot. Like Full Metal doesn't really agree with the whole piling on removal and that kind of thing. So he will think that there will be less diversity, and people will aim more on claw teams. I don't think that's going to be the case. Like if you look at Fumble and where the 2016 rule set is already implemented, you already see that the win rate of hybrid teams, so to speak, like humans and that kind of kind of teams is actually improving after the 2016 rule set.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think it's gonna bring more diversity in general.
I'll tell you what I was really happy about was there's an Orc Star player who has claws. He has claws. I was like, oh my god, yay! I don't know if he's got Mighty Blow or nothing. I didn't look at that, but I'm so excited they had claws because the models on the game, they have these big massive claws, don't they? But obviously they can't have claws. So I was like, oh well.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's get to this game. This is the game I've been looking forward to. My team, the Camry, versus your team, the Bretts, and we won 1-0. I'm pretty happy with that. My boy didn't let me down.
I blame piling on.
I think you may have cursed the Bretts, Crystal. I think it's your fault.
Yeah.
Watchtower, was this a big shock to you, or was you not shocked to it?
I kind of thought this would be a draw, but I watched the game and the Khemri just outstrengthened the Berts, and the Bretonnians lost. They only had one Mighty Blow player who they lost quite early in the game, and they couldn't compete with the strength 5 of the Khemri.
You would think that with the Dauntless being there, with a nice amount of guard, the Bretonnians would be able to do something, right?
This is a really strong Khemri team, though. It's if they get the ball in the cage, there's not a lot of stopping them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I when I looked at this game, I thought, oh well, at least they've got Dauntless. That should help. But this Khemri team is so powerful. It really is, and it took them a while to get going, but now they're really hitting the straps now. And I'm pretty happy because I thought, I'll tip this team because I like them, and the Tomb Guardians are really strong, like Watchtower says, and they've got some good blitz riders. And like I say, if they can get this in a cage, good luck trying to get the ball off them.
Didn't we predict on this division? What was it, this division or the other division where our predictions were exactly the same for the rest of the week?
You got me there. I'll have to look at the schedule in a minute. No, it must be the other one because it was the other division because I backed the Khemri. You went for the Bretts.
Okay.
So it's the other division. So if
all right.
And we didn't do too well, I don't think. We got a few right, but at least a couple of MU this week. But yeah, 60 blocks, 4 KOs, 5 injuries. Oh my days! It was a car crash, really, wasn't it? The Khemri just chewed them out. 50% ball possession. But yeah, Khemri, oh god, if they're on a going day, it's hard to beat them. And he got a lot of XP as well. All nicely spread out as well. He got 19 XP for the Khemri, and only 8 for the Bretts. So
it's one of those teams that is quite easily overlooked, isn't it, Khemri? Like if you're playing against them, you're thinking like, okay, I'm probably gonna win this one. If you underestimate them too much, you just get shut on, like. So you got to be careful against them a little bit.
Yeah.
So Ravers positions his Tomb Guardians really well. He very rarely allows you a block on one of his armor 7 skeletons. It's just, and if you're all strength 3 like the Bretonnians are, then there's not a lot you can do. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've been impressed when the times I've seen the Khemri, and he's doing really well, and I'm really excited. I'm hoping he's now going to really make a big run up the ladder now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. This Boondock Skinks, I can't get it. This is one of them teams I really struggle to get a feel on. Because when I don't think they're going to do well, they win, and when I think they're going to win, they lose.
I did say the Undead would play rather well against them, didn't I? Like.
Yeah, I think I went for a draw. I think my philosophy was I can't tip the Boondocks because I just don't have a clue what's going to turn up. But again, a good draw, 1-1. Both teams will be happy with that. There's a lot of armor breaks. 5 injuries the Undead did, so the Boondock Skinks did well to get a draw out of this. Ball possession was interesting though. Both teams didn't really hold the ball often. But 64 blocks for the Undead, so that's a lot of blocks. So yeah, interesting game. Watchtower can see any of these 2 teams challenging the top 3?
No. they've a lot of ground to catch up, haven't they? The Owendos Requiem have got a very nice team, but they haven't got many points so far. And the Boondock Skinks, I think they're a little bit lacking in development on their Sauruses to really challenge. Although they did have that one-turn skink, didn't they?
Yeah.
But that's the question I wanted to ask Watchtower a little bit later when we check on the leaderboard, because like the final result here on the list. I don't know if you guys are ready to move to the final result or.
I can. I'll just check the XP. 10 points for the Skinks, and Requiem, they ended up with 18 points, so they had a good day at the office. Nice lot of XP there. And finally, oh dear, the Amazons, the Jungle Beats 0, the Big Fat Hairy Troll Slayers, and Dwarfs 2.
Which, in all due respect to Watchtower, was totally expected.
But, the best thing about this game is that it's out the way. No one important died. I mean, Jungle Beats have beaten Dwarves before, but you've got to get lucky. And Juvasak's a very good coach, so fully expected.
Yeah.
Well, like I said to Bernie before, like I'm playing halflings in the OCC as well, and then I have to fight Chors with halflings sometimes, and I sometimes beat the Chors as well, but like it's never a match I'm very fun to look forward to, and that's probably the same feeling with you. Like
just hope to get out of the game without anyone dying.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, it was. I remember this last week because like we came to this game and I so wanted to pack the Amazons. I was like, oh my god, I've got to find a way. And in the end, it was like, no, it's Dwarfs, and I was gutted. So I'll be honest, I was happy that the Dwarfs won, because if you'd have won, I'd have been crying. I'd be like, I knew I should have gone with him. I knew I should have gone with Watchtower. But that's just because I think you're a really good coach, and I just thought, oh, maybe if anybody can beat Dwarfs with the Amazons, it's Watchtower. And Hunter, in the end, it bullied me into doing the Dwarfs, and it was the right call.
So Juvasak streamed this game on his Twitch channel. I watched the VOD afterwards, and he was talking about his thought processes, and he sees all the plays really quickly, like way before I did, and he saw much better plays than I did in some terms. So he's a solid coach.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. If you like watch, I mean, most times I don't even know when I'm playing my opponent that they're actually streaming the game. I'm oblivious to it. But if I do find out they have, I'll go back and watch it to see their thought process, and see if they're lights, whatever, and and stuff like that. And I think you can learn from stuff like that. I mean, we're all learning all the time. I mean, I watch loads of games, just to learn, because that's the only way you're gonna get better.
I rewatch streamers as well, but I only rewatch them to see them get triggered by the dice unrolling. just go all insane with that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you can definitely do that with Skaven, so that's.
Yeah, it was. It can be a bit funny, that, can't it?
But the big question I was going to, like, if we look at the leaderboard now, we see the Dark Elves both still in front. If you look at Watchtower's position, he's at 7th. He's exactly on the mid card. What is his big goal now? Is he still aiming to go to the playoffs, and is he gonna go balls to the walls for it?
Yeah, aiming for 3rd place. I think so. We're halfway through the season. I think the first half of my season was tougher than the second half. Chorfs and Dwarfs, they're out the way. So I think I've got an okay chance. I don't think I'd give myself better than 50-50 to make the playoffs, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it's like I say, if you can sort of figure out on your scheduling, like if you split into two and you think, right, the first half is the tough side of you draw for you racial matchups or coach matchups, and if you can get yourself sort of roundabout where you need to be, and then you can cash in on the second half, then you've got a very good chance of getting in there. But it's Blood Bowl, you just never know.
And still, like the Dark Elf team is only like 2 wins away, or 2 losses away from him directly. So like there is definitely a chance that in 6 games he's gonna squander 2, and if you win everything, you might be first place. So that's definitely an interesting thing to look at.
Yeah, I think the Dark Angels of Lilith's odds-on favourites to come first. It's my opinion.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
impressed me. They've really impressed
They
me.
started off kind of a solid team, but nothing special, and they've developed into a ridiculous team. I guess we'll see when we go through the teams.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
If you would have said to me like Hunter, no, I'm not gonna go balls to the wall. I'm just gonna go SPP grind for the rest of the season. I would have understand that position as well. Like I understand both positions here in your case. But I would definitely also try to do my best and go for the playoff spot, of course.
Yeah, I mean the Amazon teams. This is their third season. You know, what's the point of playing if you're not going to try and hit the playoffs? You know.
Yeah, and you're in a good position. I mean, I think it's the top three, isn't it? The top three, the top team go to the Big Boys League or whatever, the big cup in it, and then the second and third go into the other tournament they've started.
Yeah.
What,
The challenger thing. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I love that idea.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm aiming for. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would like to go in, because it's like, obviously I played, well, me and Hunter played our first season in Rebbl, and I got through to the play-ins, won both the play-ins, and they ended up with one season team going up against Bleeding Hippies, Chaos Dwarfs, and it's like, yeah, it's great. Line of sight hit, 2 dead in the first line of sight, LOS. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And I think giving the other tournament below it now, so that would be much, there's still going to be some big teams in there, but I think that's a really good thing they've done. I mean, I was speaking to Showman, and Showman wants the top spot, and I'm like, well, yeah, you want that, I'll quite happily go for the one below it.
On the other side, like, you would think that, but if you look at your situation, and if you would have beaten Bleeding Hippie by some kind of miracle, you know what kind of upset that would have made through the whole Red Bull community if that would have happened. Like, you would have become you would have gone beyond famous then at that point, you know.
Well, I'm not even going to go into that. I did felt really unlucky in that game as well. I thought there's, I just couldn't injure nothing.
What I'm trying to say, like, players come and go, and team building comes and goes, and I know that as a Skaven coach, but victories last forever, and you gotta just go for that.
Yeah, it's like players can be replaced, but wins cannot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good fun. I mean, like, I think he's a really good coach. I love watching Bleeding Hippie. So anyway, it was good fun.
I kind of want to learn a little bit more about Watchtower in general as well. Like, where do you come from, by the way, Watchtower? How old are you? Just the general.
No, I live in England, mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get anyone on who's about 50? So it makes me feel better. Do you know what I mean? They're all like really young.
I don't know if there's a Rebbl player that exists as 50.
There must be. How old's Norton? I bet he's about 30 odd as well, isn't he, McNorton?
Yeah, probably.
I bet he's about 30 as well. I'm gonna find someone really, really old and bring him on the show. I don't even care if they play Blood Bowl, as long as they're older than me.
You could also get McNaughton on the show at some point, of course, and ask him. But
oh, there goes an Airbud. We'll bring him on. That will be a lot of fun.
Maybe the birth coach is because it's Papillon 47. Like, maybe he's 47 years old, or his birth date is from 1947.
That'd be impressive. That'd be impressive, wouldn't it? If he was born in 47. Bloody hell, that would be really impressive. Maybe, but yeah. But so you
and is Amazon your main race, or do you what do you play on tabletop, for example?
Yeah,
what kind of race?
When I joined up for Rebbl, the only team I'd really played for a few seasons in tabletop was Amazon, so that's why I chose them. But I've also now played Orcs, Bretonians, play a bit of Skaven as well.
Okay. It's quite interesting. You did it in CCL a little bit, or just?
No, this is more tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've never played tabletop before. Like, I've been playing Blood Bowl since Blood Bowl 1, but like the whole thing of skills going automatically and not having to remember what skills you have to use at one point makes it easier for me to just do it digitally. And
so it's all about the little loom bands in tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So It's hard to remember that kind of thing. So I'm kind of glad I'm just doing that on digital. But it's always a high praise to people that do it tabletop
Yeah,
and manage to.
I watched someone stream a game of tabletop, and I was like, I didn't know what was what. I was like, what, I just couldn't make out what was a blitzer, what was this, and oh, it was a nightmare. And I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna go and play tabletop, and I can't even figure out what's what. And then I've got to paint them, got to glue them. Oh my word, I'm already having heart palpitations now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we take it for granted when we play on computer because everything's done for you, isn't it? But yeah. So you basically think Dark Angel and Lilith have got this sewn up then, Watchtower?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Hunter, or do you think it's?
No, it's just way too open to say. Like there's still six match days to go. I know how everyone knows how some Blood Bowl games can go, and
Yeah.
he just needs to have one of those games.
Yeah.
And the other two people that are right behind him are catching up. So it's something that stays really open until the end, I believe, and that's what makes it all exciting as well, I guess. Is there any of the matchup you're looking forward to specifically next few weeks?
I get to play a Norse team, an Elf team, a Skaven team. I kind of enjoy the games where I don't have to worry about the strength of my opponent's players. Kind of stresses me out a bit.
Yeah, that's kind of relaxing, I guess. And with a lot of guards, you can just try to outbest some of those teams. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Right then, let's have a look at the teams then. So let's go to Flowerlord Servants, who have just impressed me as the season goes ahead. And again, another good result for them. They got no injuries at all, but number 3 did level up, Gacho Fragile, the Nagel Warrior, and he went for Mighty Blow to go with his block. Is that a good call? Would you pick that Watchtower?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, you need guard. This team needs more guard.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because, like, what me and Bernie have said, like, all season, and what, the guests have said during the season is like he has utility, but he needs some bestiness now. So he's now picking up Mighty Blow. It's kind of interesting that someone here has a different perspective and says, well, he should get more guard to make sure that he.
I think a lot of the top coaches I've spoken to go guard after block because they're saying, look, your Nagel Warriors are there to dominate the middle with the help of the beast, and then you've got your Pestigores to do all the killing and ball handling sort of thing. So I mean, but it's like it's a bash, Blood Bowl's bash, kill. So you see people go right, might blow, block, might blow claw, or might blow claw, fuck block, we will have that, and just get enough killy power. The problem is though, you then run into like an orc team with loads of guard, and then you red dying or you're struggling to get any decent block. So guard is good, but like Hunter said and I've said, I think this team does severely lack firepower. But we will see. But you would have gone guard then. And you would have gone Mighty Blow, would you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that in this situation, like we said before, I think he got the base utility in. Getting some players with Mighty Blow wouldn't hurt. And then some Nurgle Warriors with guard. Like I would have gone like through the middle with that. I wouldn't like give them all Mighty Blow, but something like that is fine.
Yeah, I think I would have gone because I'm playing Nurgle and I'm a high TV. I've already gone ball handlers. I need to start removing pieces. I've got my tackle wrestle 2-headed safety sort of thing. So yeah, I think I would have gone Mighty Blow, but I totally understand where Watchtower's coming from because most times when I build my team up, I would have probably gone guard first because you need to dominate the middle. That's what all the bash teams should do, is dominate the middle. But yeah, interesting choice. But yeah, another good week for him. He got level up. He didn't lose anything as well. Happy days.
He's a very rich choice as well. 210k. So whatever happens if he loses some players, he can just instantly replace them, no problem.
Yeah. So
I can only see good sides for this for this team actually.
Yeah. So let's go on to Total Water Nervy. So they got themselves a much needed win. Guess what? They didn't lose anything this week, so that's fantastic news. And they even got a level up, number 16. Vic Fryer, whatever you want to call him. He's giving it Fend.
He was making a pass at the turn that he was moving the ball towards
Yeah.
Cheney. Yeah.
Cheney. Watchtower, like the pick or not?
I like the pick because I'm playing these Norse next game, and it was either fend or tackle, and I'm pretty happy he chose.
Yeah.
No, I mean fend's a good skill, isn't it? In general.
I mean, I don't play Norse much, but there's three things you can get on a normal Norse lineman. To me, on a normal roll, you get one of them, dare play, because obviously, hey, why not? It's a lot of fun. And then fend, because you're only agility 3, so if someone hits you, they have to stay put, and you can then get up, because you're only agility 3, and you don't want your play's base. You want to be able to get back up and then move around and fight battles whatever in your favour. So I love fend. I think it's an amazing skill, and tackle's the other one, but it's not as important because you've got your berserkers and you've got a lot of frenzy. Well, a class is poor man's tackle, isn't it?
There's another skill. You could also go. You could even go dauntless. Like I wouldn't hate that even either.
Yeah.
Like it's not something I would primarily pick, but it's not something I would hate. It's a skill as well. So
Yeah.
like there are some options there to just pick. He could have even gone. He doesn't have a kicker yet, does he? He could have even gone kick. Like I wouldn't have been surprised about that either. Like if he went kick, just for the utility of it.
Yeah.
Also
I like fend. I think Norse players, especially linemen, need fend because only agility 3, and I think the same for rats. I always like wrestle and then fend for line rats as well. But
So I see he's rebought a Yeti. Yeti again is here.
he has. Is this one gonna live though? It's he got the last one to mighty blow level. Yay! Then didn't do now and then died. So
you got a feel for the guy. Like what happened in the last 2 games or 3 games from him.
Yeah. But again, you see, you just stick in there like he has, and he's got himself a win. He's now got himself another Yeti. It'd be just nice if number 3 actually did something. Get some XP for him. Because if he can get that other Alpha Werner up with a few skills, then this would make the team a lot better. But hopefully, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to save some cash the way he's losing players. But if I was him, I'd be trying to save some cash and get in a transfer. And get a good ball handler or something like that if there's anything on the market for next season.
Just look at it match by match. See what stays up. See what dies, and just draw your conclusions from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, the Crusaders Calder, no point going through them because they did not play this week. So we're going to go to your lovable team, the Bet Space Bounty Hunters. Did they lose anything? You'll have to forgive me. What did they lose? I mean, pitch black here.
I'm seeing a new blitzer there.
He's fired his
he has, hasn't he?
leader blitzer because he got agi busted.
He did, yeah. I've got down here number 7 got a level up. Benin the second, a level up and a niggle. But did he sack him?
He is fired as well.
He's fired him. And then number 13, he punched too many, -1 AV boosts to peasants. I presume he's smashed. He's lost. He sacked him. The West Bob got an MNG, and number 1. Oh god, I can't see. This is what happens when I'm trying to look in the dark. Graveborn Lispiegel, -1 agility. He had leader, sidestep, and blodge, and he got sacked.
Like this is the big problem I have with Bretonians in general. Like if they do well and if they just play their messes and nothing gets injured, it's all fine. But if they lose something like a blitzer, it's kind of collapsing a little bit, and it's really hard to get the replacement in and get the skills on him to get forward again.
Yeah.
And he now has leader, for example, he's now playing with 2 rerolls for the next game. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like leader. If you've only got 2 rerolls, because
Bretonians are so expensive that you actually are kind of invested into getting leader on a team like
Leader's 70k on Bretonians. To be fair, this team should be okay with 2 rerolls. It's got an agility 4 sure hands 9th, so you won't have any problems picking the ball up.
When I always have 2 rerolls, I can guarantee I'd get loads of double skulls and have to ban a reroll.
Did you notice the name of player number 15, by the way?
Yeah, he's had that quite a lot, Bernie Hunter. I don't think it's any recollection to myself. My name's usually quite lucky.
Between us, like.
No, I think people, ironically, if I tip you, it's bad luck. But if you name a player Bernie Buffon, he's really really good. I've had like +1 agilities, +1 strengths, doubles galore, and people just, you know, and the good thing is if you've got a Bernie Buffon on your team, everybody else who you're playing against want to kill it. So he just drags them out of position. It's masterful, honest. But no, I don't think that Bernie Hunter's anything to do with me. And plus he keeps dying. He can't be after me. That's my excuse, and that's what I'm sticking to.
Probably the both of us. Like he's expecting the player to perform well, and I'm always also the coach that usually does the agility play. So maybe he's gonna just pick up the ball and throw a long bomb to some of his blitzers. You know, you never know.
When that peasant becomes amazing, then we'll say he was named after us. But until then, he has to stop dying first. To be fair.
Are we gonna struggle? Or are we gonna fight about who's gonna adopt the peasant then? Because like that's gonna be quite interesting.
You're the peasant. I'm not being a peasant. I'm old. You can take the peasant bit. I'm too old to be a peasant. I'm a granddad. We'll go with that. I don't know. But yeah, Bernie Hunter, don't die for the love of God. Right. The Orcs. Well, the Orcs don't seem to do much these days. I don't know if they actually got anything.
Harsh.
Well, no level ups, no injuries.
They're just generally drawing everything and that kind of thing. They're not doing anything.
It's got a new blitzer though called Weewar. I love the name. I really like the name. I hope it becomes a legend player. Weewar. Come on, Weewar. I love it. Great. Hope he does well for you. Super duper rock. Love that. I like this team.
Have you already played this team?
Yeah, I got a 0-0 draw. This team is a nightmare to play against if you're a strength 3 team. It's an absolute nightmare.
Also with the diving tackle being there, which I still think are should be on the black orcs instead of the blitzers, but it is an annoying factor when you're playing Amazons, of course. Like I can totally.
It's a double though, isn't it? So you can't really choose where it goes.
No, that's true, I guess. True, but I wouldn't like if I would get a double on a blitz, I would immediately think about jump up or dodge. I wouldn't think about diving tackle. They have more potential to be more than diving tackles.
Yeah, I mean the one thing this team is missing is a killer. But I think Zunk had a killer that died, so I think he's struggling a little bit because of that.
Yeah, I mean it's funny with Orcs because it's all about control, you know, and he's got a strength.
You watch the show, by the way, from time to time.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we don't see him play that often. Because
we don't do it. I've never seen him play. I'll be honest. I've seen a few snippets. So,
I prefer watching the Zunk games. They're entertaining.
That's it, though, isn't it? I mean, when I'm a PS4 admin, but I used to do all the streaming for the playoff games and that, and you know, the most best games were the ones where it wasn't a structured, really serious playoff game. It was always the crazy ones. What was amazing, you had a laugh, you was crying and having fun, and they were going to overtime, and I love things like that. I'd rather watch people who entertain like that than, you know, the proper way you play Blood Bowl, I guess.
You're talking about the games where I came on Twitch on the PS4 players, and I said that my eyes were hurting because of the
that was
those kind of games.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I was already in stitches. I mean, some of the stories where I've just cracked up, and I'm on the floor in tears. But sometimes I've just had to just say to my co and say, please take over. I can't take anymore. No, I've just gone and got a Jack Daniels or something, because some of the games just drive me to drink. But it's so funny, it really is. But yeah, Zunk seems. I mean, like I said, Zunk seems a real nice guy, and I enjoy him on the Andy Davo shows. We are going to try and get him on, so we may be able to pick his brain apart. But this team, like I said, I would be very happy to take this team. I like his 2 diving tackle pieces. He needs tackle on them next, for sure. Yeah, it is missing a killer, but you know, he will turn around to you guys and say, "Look, I've got 5 mighty blow. Come on, 5 mighty blow." But I agree, probably needs that mighty blow tackle pile on piece, doesn't he, as an enforcer if he can get that. But this team is beautiful, and it's only going to get stronger as the seasons go by. And who knows, we may see Zunk in the Division 1 in a few seasons' time. Hopefully we will, because that will be fun. So that is
Zunk versus Andy.
Oh yeah, let's have that done. That'd be hilarious. That'd be good. Davo would never live it down with Zunk beating. Saying that, Davo's been beaten by Xbox coaches, so I think that's the ultimate shame, isn't it? So, sorry, Andy. I love you really. When does Requiem then? Where are we on that? It's very hard to see in the dark, Right. No level ups, no injuries. Freaking hell, same as the Orcs. Bloody hell, there's nothing happening in this division.
But if you look at this team, like, do they need any level ups? Don't think.
You always need level ups. I love level ups. I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna roll? Give me double, and then don't get it, and I'm depressed. But it's a good team, innit? I like this team a lot. I'll be honest, but
this is also the kind of team I think Watchtower would have a lot of trouble with, just because of the huge amount of tackle being there.
4 tackle, lots of strength. It's a ridiculous team. It's a beautiful team.
And again, I think he's gone for a bit of balance, because there's actually 5 tackle in the team.
Oh yeah, the zombie with tackle.
Yeah, the zombie has got the zombie's got it.
It's an anti-Amazon build.
Yeah. The only thing this is lacking is a data player. He needs a data player. It's not an undead team without a data player. But I like this team. I've seen this guy play quite a bit, and I really enjoy watching him. And he's very knowledgeable as well. It always gives me a few bits of snippets. So I hope he does well. Just
also,
go on.
Someone we should get on the show, like.
Oh, we'll get everyone on. Can you imagine if we had every coach on the show at once?
We should do that. We should do that for the last match of the season or the last week of the season. Just invite everyone. Just make it one big, and then just.
Yeah, you say that. They'd all have to book a day off work or something, because it would probably take about 12 hours to go through everything.
Yeah.
But, it's like we just does on it. But there you go. Right, the big cups. Oh dear, the Amazon Slayers of last week. Boo, hiss. Do you know what? I think this is the only team I didn't actually write down if they'd lost anything.
They had Slayer MNG.
Yeah, I've got that
That was
down.
it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Did they get any level ups? I don't know.
The other Bull Slayer is getting really close to a level up, isn't he? Like.
Oh, it's one off. Is one off, isn't he? It's. Oh man.
Could see an armor 10 Troll Slayer soon.
I did that on a troll once, and it triggered everybody in the Champions ladder on the PS4. I took it just for the lols, and I really wanted to see how long it lasted, because AV10 regen, yeah, it lasted about 6 games and then was splattered. I had to sack it, and it wasn't Claw. It wasn't Claw what got him. It was something like an elf or something. So I was like, yeah, that AV10 worked well, and obviously regen failed as it always does.
I'm expecting him to get tackle on a normal dice, but if he's lucky enough to roll a 10 or something, I would definitely just get a movement up instead of.
No, I want to see an AV10 Troll Slayer. I want to see an AV10 Troll Slayer. Please get an AV10 Troll Slayer, just so that Claw can kill it. All good fun.
But it's a beast of a player, like already, like with the whole jump up and plus armor.
Yeah, I'm always a bit wary getting jump up on agility 2 pieces, because it is a 3+.
No, it's still a 2+.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, no, agility 2 isn't. It's 3+.
It's 3+ then.
Okay.
Because it's agility 2, so it's a Troll Slayer. It's not a runner, so it's always a 3+. So I was thinking 2+. I can do with that, but I always feel a bit bad if I need a 3+ and I roll to jump up and I roll 1 or 2 and like, oh great, he's on the floor and he's not doing nothing. But obviously you always try and jump up because you want a free block, don't you? But
Yes.
yeah, when it's just working, it's great, obviously. But I like his tip of armor though. I think because 12 slaves are only armor 8.
But like the whole thing with jump up as well, like he doesn't have to exactly use it for
yeah,
just blocking players.
he
You know,
can
he
just
can
get up, can he? Yeah.
just get the movement out of it. And if he gets, like I said, if he gets a movement up on it, it's just 6 movements, just moving around and killing everything. It's a wonderful player.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this team, I mean, it's good, and all of a sudden now he's getting a roll on. Like we say about momentum, he's now, obviously he got a good win against yourself this week, and be interested if he can keep it going because he's up there now. He's up there, challenging to be the champion of the division. So good luck to him this week. Right, where are we now? Oh, some team called the Jungle Beats. I think we might have someone who knows a bit about this team. Watchtower. You just lost Minnie Mouse this week, didn't you? Number 12 dead splat, just a dodge zone. Evil.
Minnie Mouse forgot about diving tackle and learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, diving tackle on AB7 is never good. But again, I think we've said this before, haven't we, Hunter? We love this team. It's a really well-built team. Blodge, guard, stand firm. You've got Pock Hunters, who we were big fans of.
It's your staple Amazon team basically. So like it's what you got to do when you play Amazon.
But the thing is, I mean, obviously, it's saying it's a staple Amazon diet, shall we say? But you'd be amazed how many plays done. We had in the I know it's PS4. People say, "Oh, it's console," so you expect that. But there was a PS4 playoff game today, and the Amazon teams 4 blitzers were mighty blow, mighty blow, mighty blow, mighty blow. That was it. Oh, mighty blow tackle, mighty blow tackle, mighty blow tackle. Something like that. No guard at all on a strength team. No stand firm, no guard, nothing, to control position or anything. Just mighty blow. And he got smashed. He got knocked out. And it's like, you can't, you cannot expect to do well with Amazons if you've got no guard, no stand firm, nothing to control the position of the pitch. And the catchers, I like catchers having obviously sidestep and diving tackle, as obviously you've got there. Watchtower, you've already got diving tackle piece there. You've got your agility 4, and you've got your wrestle tackle strip baller. So you obviously know what you're doing. You've built your team as, in my humble opinion, you should be built. And that's hence why you do really, really well with this team. I don't know about you, Hunter. Do you agree with the way this team built? I'm sure we've
absolutely
said this before, haven't we?
It's totally fine, and it's also the minor things that are paid attention to. Like some people kind of skip the utility of sure hands, which makes them vulnerable to strip ball and that kind of thing. He's just picking it up, and it's totally fine. It's the team itself is a well-oiled machine, and it's capable of winning some games in this division.
Yeah. Is there anything you're happy? I mean, obviously with your team, is there anything you're looking at improving?
Yeah, Rapunzel's got a niggle, and she's armor 7. I've been very close to hitting that fire button, but I've got some agility teams coming up, and there are some good catches in the market. So my plan is just to keep it till the end of the season and try and buy a replacement.
Yeah, and that's again, we talk about these little things about being on the pitch, but also it's like obviously what Watchtower's doing here. He's thinking, you know what, shall I sack it? He's looked at the games coming up and thinking, you know what, there's no chorfs in there, there's no dwarfs in there. I could get away with keeping it, and that's just smart thinking on your behalf of keeping a good player, knowing that it's got a good chance of surviving because obviously you're not going to go against much bash. And obviously, if at the end of the day she dies, big deal. You're going to get another one anyway. So I think it's the right call to keep it. But I understand Eagle AB7s. But again, if the matchups are good, then hey, you know what? All good. And the thing is, as well, is I know a lot of coaches will see the niggle and go for that piece where so your other better players will not get hit. And,
Yep.
So all good there. Lovely team, and I expect it to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season for sure. The Boondock Skinks. they had a disaster because Itsy Shicks, their one turner, is missing the game. So it's got a lot harder for next week. I always call this. The nickname I've got for this team is the Yo-Yo because they're always up and down. I don't know where they're gonna go.
Well,
So
it's not a total disaster. It just means that he needs to play normal Blood Bowl next next week.
no, I have a movement 10. I want to point and click and win. I've got 2 rats I'm against this week, and they're both just point and click. That's all he does, point and click. So how the hell I'm going to stop them, I don't know. But yeah, whoever he's playing this week, I'm sure the coach will be very happy. It's the Shicks isn't playing. Let's have a look. Yeah, and that's all he had. The missing next game was It's the Shicks. The rest of the team's healthy. It's got some good players. The Croc goes only 3 points off another level up, so is Duffy. 2 of the other Saurus only 2 points off, another Saurus only 1 off. This team is very close to getting a lot of good skills and making him a lot more deadly. And the coach has proven, he's a quality coach, and his team can turn it on. It's just, to me, they're a bit inconsistent. But you can say that about a lot of divisions. But I don't know. What do you think, Watchtower? Do you like this team? Or...
I think it's a good team. The problem is in this division there are some really amazing teams. I think it's a little bit outclassed by the rest of the division.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And I think that's maybe why he's gone for tackle, because there's a lot of elf teams in here, or rats and that. So he's thinking, I need some tackle on there. So he's
quite interesting. It's also quite interesting that the teams in this division are so different compared to the teams from Division 4. Like if you look at these teams and how much TV value they have, and they're already completely built teams. Whereas you look in Division 4, well, you can see it for yourself. It's just basically starter teams almost. Well, not full starter teams, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I remember when we got this division, to recap, I was depressed because I'm obviously in Division 3. I'm in, and my division's got another Chuff team with 3 claw, 2,100 Nagel team with claw, and 2 Chaos Kill teams. This team's got loads of elves and Amazons, and I'm like, oh please let me come in here instead. But I think it is a bit of luck of where you get in. I mean, he's gone for tackle here, but next season he may be in a team full of bash, where tackle won't be as much important. But saying that, like I said, there's a lot of players 1, 2, 3 points off. So if we can get them leveled up this season, keep it healthy, and obviously keep It's the Shicks healthy, then this team could be really a big threat next season for sure. I don't think they'll make it this season. Do you two think they've still got a chance to make the top 3? Watchtower?
No, I think they're outsiders, but I agree. Long term, they look good.
Yeah, Hunter.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Watchtower there.
I'm quite excited to see how this team develops, though. I must admit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're definitely.
I'm not keen on the Armor 8 Croxigur, but he does have blocks, so I guess he's
yeah. I think we went through that, didn't we, Hunter, before, and I said I'd keep it, just because he's got some good skills. And I say, there's so much claw in the divisions, and that's the reason why I'd keep it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good pick though. It's a good point. I know a lot of people don't like big guys or armor 8, so there'll be a few people that agree with you nodding, saying, yeah, I already got rid of it as well. But
the block gives him the viability. Having block.
Yeah.
Is the thing that gives him viability in his hole. So
yeah, I think if he didn't have block, I think we'd all sack him probably, wouldn't we? I think that'd be fair to say. Yeah. Okay then, my boys, my brothers in band. Oh, I'm so happy. They're on a bit of a roll. They didn't get any level ups this week, and ironically, number 13, How Long, what was a guard skeleton, got splattered. He's no longer with us. So how long? Well, he now knows. Now we've got someone called Howie Long instead. What's replaced him? I can't replace him. He's got 2 XP. What am I about? Oh, it's very similar name then. But I love this team. Really love this team. What do you think about this team, Watchtower?
It's a great team, isn't it? 1720k for this team. It's beautiful. 2 block on the Tomb Guardians, stand firm, guard. Yeah, piling on.
I think I've done a lot of praise with this. I don't want to come across as harsh, but I think he's been quite lucky in what division he's got in, because there's not much claw in this division. And obviously using claw like the chaos and the Nagel strength 4 and stuff like that. And obviously with Tomb Guardians having decay, in another division you could have seen maybe have lost a few of these Tomb Guardians. And I think with Khemri, if he starts losing a few of these, they're very slow to level up. And if you start playing games with only 3 Tomb Guardians instead of 4 against a lot of mass strength, it could have been in a bit of bother. But in this division, I think I tipped them to win the division. I was impressed with this team. And people was like saying, why are you tipping Khemri? And I'm like, because the team's bloody good and the TV value is very good as well. And I'm so happy that he's doing really well. He's got 2 brilliant blitzers. 2 blitz riders, they're beautiful. Give him a lot of punch. And he's got 5 mighty blow, and he's got 2 dare players as well. I love this team.
He fouls every turn almost. He
He
uses them well, yeah.
Absolutely, that's what they're there for, aren't they? Before they get taken out. I'm a big fan. I try and watch most of his games now, and I'm really impressed with the way he plays Khemri. Anything to add to that, Hunter?
No, what you guys have said it's all that has to be said about this team. Like it's a great team, and like Watchtower said before during our recap about the Bretonnians versus the Khemri, about that part. Like if he locks you in with the Tomb Guardians, you're not gonna do much with all the guard around and that kind of thing. So
yeah, what I like about him, he positions them really, really well. I think Watchtower said that earlier in the show, that he just positions his Tomb Guardians very well.
It's one of those races where I believe will benefit a lot from removing piling on, because like if the Tomb Guardians armor break and they're stunned, it's so scary to get piling on them and get removed.
I just think they shouldn't have decay. If you took decay away from Khemri, this team, a lot more players would play them. And the thing is as well, when they kill someone, they don't get a free skeleton either, do they? So they don't get the free skeleton or zombie, whatever. And they've got decay on their really, really, how can I put it? Their Tomb Guardians were really, really important, but they level up really, really slow, because they don't come with any skills apart from regen and decay. So you've got to get like with mummies, they start with mighty blow, don't they? So I just, that's always what puts me off with Khemri. It's not the agility 2, it's the case that they've got decay, and losing one of these. Oh god! I mean, people say, "Oh yeah, well they have regen," but fucking hell, when I play regen teams, they never seem to pass it. But I really hope they go well. I mean, Watchtower, do you think these will make the top 3, or do you think they'll just miss? There's too much ground to make up.
I think they've got a chance, actually. Yeah, he's won a few games recently. I think they could be there at the end of the season.
Hunter?
Yeah, it's definitely looking good, and the teams he's facing in the division just backs him for getting more wins in. So I'm definitely with you guys on that.
Yeah, I'm biased, so I'm gonna say Will. So good luck to the Ravers.
I know you are.
Absolutely. Right. Okay. Here. Oh well. Dark Angels of Lilith, they didn't play this week, unfortunately, because they got an admin win. They didn't get any level ups, but you know what? He won't care. He got some cash. He's got 160k cash now. He got the win, and this team is getting better and better each week, almost. And he didn't lose anybody, so yay! But I mean, you played this guy, haven't you? Watchtower. So how good is Andy?
He's very good. He outplayed me 1-2-0. This is before he had any agility 5, I think. So since he's played me, his team's got to the next level, really.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because like when we did the previews on that, it was the Chagwa Changelings. They had all the stat freaks and all that, and this team was just very average. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they've just sprouted agility 5 all over the place. Yeah. And the poor Chakras have lost they keep losing all the good players. And this is it. This is Blood Bowl. You just never know what's going to happen. But I've been impressed.
3 guard on an elf team is really nice.
Yeah, I think he's. I just like I say, he's a very good coach. What I've seen of him, and You know, he's got the guard, he's got the agility. I mean, can you see him being? Can you see him? I mean, you said you think he'll win the league. Hunter, I mean, you not sure if he'll win it, but is it
Well,
almost a given he's going to be in the top 3?
It's definitely almost a given. But like I said, it's still 6 weeks away, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we can't really be judging like, okay, this is gonna be a 100% win for this person. I think he's got the best cards in hand at the moment. It's just about making sure not to run in those 1 or 2 games where the team gets destroyed. You know, that's the thing he's got to do. He's got to make sure that he just rolls good dice.
Yeah.
And makes the right plays. That's simple.
Yeah. Right then, we'll come to the Pirates of the World's End. What a name! I love the name of it. The only team with Jack Sparrow on it. He got 1 level up this week, number 14, Benjamin Hornigold. Interesting. Hornigold. Interesting. He already had guard, and he's gone for block. I'd say that's probably the right call, wouldn't you say, gentlemen? Hobgoblin, got guard, blocks.
Yeah, sure.
Can't really give anything else unless you roll double. What do you think of this? I mean, obviously it's a scary team because you play Amazon, but in general, what do you think of this team, Watchtower?
I think it needs a bit of development. It looks like a good long-term team because of the 3 claws.
Yeah.
But he may be struggling for guard and mighty blow.
Yeah, he's in the same boat as my team. I've only, like I said, my choice only played like 1 season, this is the 2nd season, and I lost 3 pieces. I think 2 of them were guard pieces in my first game to dark elves. And I've hardly got no guard, so I'm in the same boat. So that is a good spot. I mean, because you only strength 3, and that's what I say. We chorfs because people going about the claw and the mighty blow and all that sort of stuff. But if you run into like that Khemri team, or you run into like orcs with all this guard, and you don't have any, you've got very little of it, then you're gonna struggle. Guard is so important to chorfs. They need it so they can take on the bigger, bashier teams. I like Jack Rackham. He's still running about. And number 11, he's got his dare play. I mean, this team really. I mean, I know he's a bit annoyed at the moment with the few losses he's getting, but to me, it's like even if you don't get it, I mean, obviously it looks almost impossible for him to make the playoffs now. But to me, I would be looking. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, Sardor thinks this team is too high in the division. In that case, then, if your team is near the bottom, 1 or 2 things will happen. You'll either stay in this division or you'll go down a division. And this team going down a division would be really dangerous. And, you know.
I think this is only his 2nd season.
Same as me, yeah.
Most of the other teams in this division it's their 3rd season, so he does have a point that he's in quite a high division for his development.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of us have that.
It is an insanely developed team for 2 seasons. Like, if you look at this, it's running quite well, and I feel like in general, like if he just like the recap that we did, if he just plays a little bit more sophisticated with those approaches towards the end zone and that kind of thing, he can actually drag out wins where now it's either a loss or a draw, you know. So it kind of depends on himself, like how he approaches the game as well.
I mean, that's it. I mean, like I said in the recap, you know, if you'd have positioned better on 10-7, he would have been probably 1-0 up. If he'd have left a safety back, instead of blitzing, sending everything for the ball carrier when there was Cheney just like, you know, if he hands off is away. If he'd have had the ball center back, because he already had enough pressure, then he would have put the Norse in a lot of trouble, because they could have handed it off to Cheney, but he had a ball center with strength 4 as well, could have intercepted it. And it's just little things like that, you know, what you need to look at. If it was me personally, I'd be saying to Sardor, say, look, mate, look at it back. Did you really need to send that ball center back? You know, do you really need to send that ball center to go for the ball carrier? Don't you think you had enough pieces already putting pressure on? You know, would it have been better just to have kept him back, so if that wolf had broken through, you had something there? Because what I figured with a lot of coaches is that because a lot of teams just run the ball these days, they don't believe in the handoff, or they're blind to the handoff, or they don't believe that anyone's going to do a 3+ handoff, and then when they do, they caught with their pants down and they've gone and you can't stop them.
What he did, you can do that kind of thing if you're playing Skaven. Like if you're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
if you're playing Skaven as a race, you can do that kind of thing and get away with it. But with slower teams, it's just harder to get back, and
Especially in the snow as well.
you're just getting outpaced. Yeah.
So, but I hope it. Like I say, I like the team, and my advice to him is just Blood Bowl is a frustrating game. It you know, we all get salty at certain stages, but seriously, this team is very, very good. You know, I think, you know, if he kept progressing this season and then going to next season, hopefully he sticks in this division or goes to a low division. In a season or two, this team could be deadly. You know, and then all of a sudden he'll be able to go into these Division 2s and start kicking ass. You know.
And hopefully we'll be there in the next division also recapping his games.
I'm sure he'd love me tipping his teams next division. Just like good old the Norse team, I'm sure he's delighted where he's saying sack that Ulf Werner. But yeah, chin up, buddy, hang in there, it'll all come good. And you know, the thing is, you could have a bad season this season. Next season, everything could go right, and you'd be top of the division. We've had some in the other recap, 2 Lizard teams who've had not great records, but this season they're ripping it up. It's just, I don't know what it is. Sometimes you have a good season. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, everything goes wrong. I think the important thing is when you have bad seasons is to try and develop what you need and then come back stronger the season after. So chin up, buddy. Hopefully you'll do well. Oh god, poor old Chakra Changelings. Wrecked. Oh man, it was more like Team Wrecked, I think. They lost somebody, I know that for a fact. Let me go to my trusty book. Who did we lose? Right, we had a dead Agility 5 kicker called Daniel, and 2 dead learners. So the good thing is they were learners. Number 1, Boars is missing next game, and no level ups. So he's still got good players, but he seems to have caught the Dark Elf book of the Dark Angels, where they used to lose players all the time. He's having the same problem. But saying that, Watchtower, do you still think he's got enough pieces to get in the top 3?
I mean, sure. I mean, he's second in the table. He's got 2 agility 5, 2 strength, loads of blodge. It's still a great team, even though he's only got half the stat ups that he started the season with. Still really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say what pleases me, Hunter, though. Do you remember when we had a chat with him about number 15 Galahad? Guy Mighty Blow, and we said go Mighty Blow. Look what he's done. He's gone with Mighty Blow. Don't think he killed anything, but I think long term that's the right call.
Yeah, it was the only possible call with the team that he had without having a Mighty Blower on the team. Like you gotta, like if you can't really make a play for the ball, you gotta have something that just hits hard and be able to do some damage.
The other thing is if he rolls a normal roll, he can get tackle. If he rolls a double, pile it on. Happy days, then go tackle or jump or whatever. So I'm glad he's gone for that. And this was just a bad day at the office. You know, he had so many injuries and KOs and that. He was just getting removed left, right, and centre. He's still in a good position. He's got 210k in the bank. And he's still got enough key pieces. I mean, he's got 2 agility 5 pieces, 2 strength 4 pieces. He's got Mighty Ball pieces
and
as well now.
He's a nice guy as well. So I hope
we love him to bits, don't we?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a good thing. This is one thing I really enjoy when we do the recaps. I mean, same as last season, this season, the 2 divisions we've done, everyone's very polite, everyone's, having a good laugh, everyone's having good fun, and that's why we do the recaps, don't we? Because we enjoy.
I'm glad that people like Watchtower and Rect and all those people are just volunteering themselves. Like okay, I want to be on the show and
it's good because we get to meet you guys. Obviously, we got Watchtower today, but obviously as well, the rest of the division who might not know you, they get to know you as well. And and every coach sort of plays differently, so you may give tips out what people think. Oh well, yeah, that's a great idea for Watchtower. I'm going to try that, and it's good to get these things out there. So
I love watching the recaps. It's the main reason why I like Rebbl so much. So thanks to you guys for taking your time to do them every week.
Awesome, and we're very glad to hear that.
We're all right. We don't get many complaints, do we? It's more to do with my tipping than anything else. But apart from that, we're all right. But no, we enjoy doing it, me and Hunter. I mean, I know our shows are a lot longer than a lot of others, but I guess we just don't shut up doing hunts. We just like to just talk, don't we?
Yeah. We just like to look at the games a little bit and
And
talk
that's
about
basically
them.
where a lot of it goes, though, is then recap of the games. But I think we think it's important to show stuff like that, don't we? So, and if they
Yeah.
don't like it, then fast forward, so it's all good. But yes, Wrecked, good luck.
I always have it on in the background while I'm doing some painting my Bloodborne miniatures.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. Right then, Keith Carr. We know Keith Carr from our division last season. He's still going strong. I'll just go straight to Watchtower. What do you think of this team?
It's a good Skaven team, right? You got some Claw Mighty Blow, Strength 4, and you've got a 1-turner. I mean, I'm not the expert in Skaven. I think someone else on the recap is.
Well, I
but
thought
it looks good to me.
I thought I'd come to you because I thought you'd probably know a bit more than Hunter about Skaven.
I'm talking about this team every week, so there has to be someone that has another opinion about it, you know. So
I tell you one thing, what I was gobsmacked at, and Keith's gonna say, "Bloody hell, fuck you, Bernie." He actually got some damage done to him this week. Number 5, Bell. Who's gone? He's now called him Bell End. Well, Bell, he was a gut runger and he got niggled. So he obviously was a bit annoyed by that and called the next one Bell End. So let's see how long that ends.
He was block sidestep, wasn't he? He saw this in the Zunt channel.
He was a nice gut runner. No more. And number 9, he's just a miss next game. We don't care about him. No level ups. But like he was talking about Saturday about one season everything goes your way, next season it seems like the whole world's against you. And I think that's what's happened to Keith. He played exceptionally brilliant last season with those guys. Top form, top thing. And he's not doing much different this season. He's just had the dice have said, you know what, nah, we're not going to have it this season. And he's had to, use all of his skills to hang on for draws and try and get some positive results, hasn't he? But I think this
he's not doing too bad. I mean, it's still an outside shot for the playoff.
The funny thing with Skaven actually is like if you ask people like, is this a good team? Like they would definitely say yes, but there's like tons of different builds for Skaven to like blow through. You can build your gut runners like interceptors or like something completely different. So like there isn't really a textbook of like, okay, we need to have so many strip ballers or that we need to have so many block guys. It kind of depends on personal preference, and that's one of the things I really like a lot about Skaven. It's
So Crystal Hunter, let me ask you this: what's your opinion on rat ogres?
On rat ogres?
Yeah, mags.
I think in general they're kind of a liability. Like I've tried starting with them. I've tried starting without them. If I start with them, I feel like I'm kind of naked with a lot of AV7 players and not having an Apo or not having a reserve player around. If I start without them, I'm more. I do have more freedom for the ball play, but if they get some good level ups, for example, I got this fumble team as well with Skaven, and I'm running a plus AV block, stand firm, guard, red ogre there, which is completely different than the usual build. Like normally you go Juggernaut and just go the Blitzer build with him, like he acts as a Blitzer. So like if you can get his weaknesses away, polish his weakness away of having AV8, which is also a huge weakness, then I think he can actually be a good addition. But I wouldn't start with him in a serious team.
There you go.
If that makes any sense. Like I would pick him up as if things go really well, and if I'm snowballing with the team, I would pick him up as 13th or 14th player, like somewhere around there.
So when Magus gets one more SPP and he doesn't roll the double, would you keep him?
There's not much else to give to him, is there?
I
would have to look at the rest of the team, and if I'm looking at the Stormvermers, for example, at the moment, he has one player that is Mighty Blow Claw, and he has one player that is completely naked. They don't have piling on. So he needs something that brings some extra damage in for now. So if he gets the level up, I would still keep him, depending on how the team is progressing. There
Take
will be a
piling on.
point where I'm saying like, okay, my Stormformers are developed that insanely far that I think, okay, I'm gonna fire him. But it's gonna be really late, especially with him having Claw as well, you know.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, isn't it? He's got Claw and he's got Juggernaut now, and I've seen Mags tear through Orcs and everything in this fair season. He's a beast.
Yeah, but even with the whole Claw thing, it's also a debatable thing because like if I get a double on the Red Ogre, I think block is just way too valuable to just skip block and go.
More reliable and defensively, it's better as well when we're on every AV8. I'm not a big fan of Red Ogres myself. I especially if I've got Claw. Mighty Blow Stone Vermin, I would never touch a Red Ogre because I am going to be blitzing with him, and if I blitz it with him, it's a 4+ to move him, and I'm paying all this for him, and he's a loner, and if he hasn't got block, and I just think they're just too much hassle. I'd rather try and pray I get 2 good solid enforcers in my Stone Vermin, and
again,
to go run into the strength.
Also, the whole debate about piling on getting away. This is also one of the teams where I feel like, well, this is going to benefit with their utility builds because like they can build in so many different ways, and I feel like we are all moving a lot towards the bash meta, like blindly going Mighty Blow and piling on every fucking team that you have in Blood Bowl, you know. that's what everyone is doing, and then you see that teams like Skaven are really coming short because of that.
Yeah.
If they remove the whole piling on, I think a team like this can actually flourish with the whole utility that it has.
Yeah, I think the new rules will make Blood Bowl better. I think personally, I know some people disagree with that, but I think nerfing piling on is really good. I mean, obviously, sensible would have been just to nerf it, or just say you can't compare. I mean, some people said keep it Mighty Blow piling on, but just can't have Claw and piling on the same thing.
But of course, the wizard gets removed as well, which is kind of a shame for
the wizards are annoying. I hate them. I'm glad they've gone.
Yeah.
You won't see me shed a tear for that. Anyway, it's time to tip who we think will win. And hopefully Watchtower can show us. Maybe we should let Watchtower go first, and we'll just pick what he picks, and then then they're bound to be right if we follow him. But let's get my thing right then. Okay, so the first game is Gorka's Idle Tendencies versus Pirate of the World's End. Watchtower, who wins this one?
I'm going for the Orcs this time. See the Orcs against the Bash team. I wonder how they can possibly lose with all that strength and that guard, so I'm going for the Orcs.
Hunter?
Well, I think he watched the recap, and I think that the Pirates of the World Ends goes, and I think he saw the analyzation, and he's thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm 100% tipping the Pirates of the World End coach here, absolutely.
Yep, and you know what? I agree with one of you. I'm not going to get away with that, Mike. No. Okay. Pirates of the World's End will win this game. I'm so confident they'll win this game. I'm going to give them the Triple B Banker of the week. This team will not lose this week. Not going to happen. He ain't losing. He's going to look at the recap. He's going to take the what we've said. I hate using the word criticism. The knowledge we've given him, and he's going to look after that ball carrier. There's going to be no screwing him over this week. And he's got 3 claw to rip to shreds them juicy Orcs. And I am very, very confident that this week the Pirates of the World's End will win. Yes,
there you
win.
Go.
Woohoo! And
even the triple bank.
And I'm giving you the Triple B banking. A ranking, banking, whatever you want to call it. So you can't lose. Don't lose. Because, people thinking my tip's cares now. And you're going to prove to everybody else it's not. So as they say on Rocky, just win. Yes. So there we go. So, Dark Angels of Lilith versus Chakra Changelings. It's a Dark Elf off. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So, Watchtower, does Chakra Changelings beat the Dark Angels with inducements, or do you prefer the Dark Angels?
This is game of the week, isn't it?
This is absolute game of the week.
I think this is going to be 3-2. I just don't know who to.
3-2.
I reckon the Chakra Changelings win this with the Wizard.
With the Wizard. Good man.
I think like we've seen this before in other divisions. We had this big hype about Andy versus Jimmy. I don't know if you watched that one, by the way, Watchtower. But there was a big hype about that.
Yeah.
And usually, like, you have some big hype for these matchups, and then they end up being very conservative and very careful against each other. I feel it's gonna be like a 1-0 victory, maybe a 1-1 draw
You boring bastard.
for the Dark Angels of Lilith, but nothing more than that.
So you're going for the Liliths?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Even though I like Rect a lot.
This is a tough one. This really is a tough one. But I agree with your sentiment. Usually if this game is built up or it's a big game of the division, usually they're very tight affairs, aren't they? Oh god, this is a tough one because the Chakras, they get the inducements, don't they? The only time Dark Angels have lost is when I tipped them. Oh man, this is a tough one, isn't it?
I'm not coming on the show next week if it's like a 5-0 win or one way or the other. I'm just saying up front.
It's alright, we'll go back in and edit it and change it. I have no idea. You know what? Where's my coin? I'm gonna flip my coin, and heads it's Dark Angels, tails it's Chakra, and fuck me, I can't even see what that is. Chakra Changelings will win the game. You're welcome. 2-1. There we go. Easy as that. The coin has spoken. Oh, this is a good one. My Brothers Embalmed versus Fair Harem.
Yeah, I'm going for the furry harem today, this week. I think they will be too quick for the Khemri.
Okay.
This is one of those games. I've been sitting on Claw on the Red Ogre just now. Like I'm not sure about Claw on the Red Ogre, but this is actually one of those games where it can benefit hugely versus the 5-strength Khemri. So and I think Khemri generally have a lot of problems against Skaven. So I feel that Skaven gotta win this one.
Yeah. I totally agree with what you two are saying, and I think that Rat Ogre's key because obviously they came in like, you got nothing to hit us, and also this big juicy Rat Ogre, was strength 5 with Claw, is there. But, Ravens, he's not stupid. He'll just frenzy trap the Rat Ogre, and he'll come in, we'll kill that, and we'll kill everything else, and we'll win the game. I can't go against my boys, my Brothers Embalmed, I'm going to go with them. I'm biased, but the Khemri squash some rats. And if Fairy wins, you're welcome. But nah, I've got to go with my boys. I think Khemri are the informed team at the moment, so I'm going to go with them. The Boondock Skinks versus the Flylord Servants. Watchtower.
This will be a close game. I think got to give the edge to the Flylord Servants here.
Yeah. Bristol.
Totally agree. Like Antman has been on kind of a hot streak lately. Like he's doing well, and he's also playing Claw into AV9 Lizards, which is also nice. So like I kind of got to give it to Antman on this with Flylord Servants.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Flylord Servants because, like I've said before, I just can't get a grasp on the Boondock Skinks. It's not anything disrespectful. I just can't. It's just one of those teams I just don't know what I'm going to get. But the thing is, as well as It's a Shix is not playing this week. That's a huge miss for the Skinks, and obviously the Servants is in such good form. They're playing some top Blood Bowl. And I think they'll win this 2-0. I think they'll make another statement and probably grab another level up while they're doing it. So yeah, I agree with you two. That's the worry. We've all gone for the same one. So it's fair to say the Boondock Skink will win now. Jungler Beats, some team I've never heard of, versus the Tall Dwarfs with no AV, who we all know how great they are. Watchtower, who wins this one?
I think on paper the Jungler Beat should win this one.
Yeah.
But it's two Armor 7 teams fighting against each other. Anything could happen, really.
Yeah.
If I had to give a prediction, I'd go for the Jungler Beats.
Yeah. Hunter?
Um, I'm kind of looking at the position of the Taldright with no OV, and like I asked Watchtower, like, are you still going for this division? And he said, yeah, I'm just gonna play balls to the walls. I don't know if Taldright with no OV are gonna do that. And like Watchtower said, his team is a little bit more favorable in this matchup. So I gotta give it to the Jungler Beasts in general because of those facts.
Yeah, I think the Jungle Beats get back on track this week. I'm really confident. If it weren't for the Pirates as well, then the Jungle Beats would have got my triple B rating. I obviously I'm a big fan of Watchtower. I know he's with us, but we've said it before when he's not been on. We're very, we like the way he positions players Amazons. I just think he's not gonna make that mistake where he's gonna say, "Hey, Norse, hit my ball carrier." I can't really see the Amazons doing that.
And before anyone is accusing us of favoring the guest here, I did pick against the guest or draw against the guest sometimes in some situations. So like it's not like that, but
I
we
mean,
do really feel
you've
like
just
that
given
way.
me the Bernie curse, so I don't feel you're particularly favouring the guest.
Don't start that off.
The curse is real. The curse
It
is real.
is. It is apparently so.
Are you glad you didn't get a triple B?
You almost
that
did,
one?
mate. You almost did. I just thought I'd try and help out my fellow Choff buddy by giving him the triple B banker, because I think that'll give him the confidence to win next week. But
Yeah.
it was close. The big cups versus the Crusaders of Caldor, who have gone missing the last 2 weeks. If they come back and play, can they beat the big cups? Watchtower.
Yeah, they've still got a good team. Probably predict a draw here, but I hope that Anubis does come back because he's still got a pretty good team.
Yeah, he always gives it a good go, so that's what I'm hoping. I hope he hasn't given up. I hope he's just been on holiday and he's gonna be back.
By standard, I always give the player that played a game a match win over the one that hasn't played. So only for that reason already, I would go for the big cups.
Well,
on the
I will just quite simply say the big cups will win this because he's in form. He is in big form. He's beat both the Dark Elf teams as well. The Crusaders are getting better, but like you said, they haven't played the last 2 weeks. Does that make much difference? Yeah, probably doesn't. But I think he's not in form. The big cups are. Big cups have been better teams than this. I think with normal dice, he wins it, and the Dwarfs get another big win. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Dwarfs with you, Mr. Hunter. And the final game. Oh god, this is a tough one. When does Requiem versus Space Bounty Hunters? Who wins this one then? Watchtower.
I'm going to pick the Windows Requiem here. I think the Bretonians will have a similar problem than they had last week against the Khemri. A bit outstrengthed and outguarded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they have, 5 tackle, and the Knights all have blodge, so...
Yeah, fair point. Hunter?
Yeah, as much as I like the Bretonians, I gotta give it to the Undead as well. You also gotta think that he's just lost his leader, so he's playing with 2 rerolls. It's gonna make things. It's not like game breaking, but it's gonna make things a little bit tougher than the other games that he's played before. So he's gonna try to build it up, and hopefully, what I think he'll aim for is try to level up the Blitzer in some way, like the rookie Blitzer. But until then, I can't really see them win against the Undead here, which have a lot of bash power as well.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I don't think it's going to be that clear cut. It wouldn't surprise me if this ends up as a draw, but I'm not a fan of 2 rerolls on any team. Never have been. And I think the Undead have got a team that can put a lot of pressure on the Bretts, what may ban them rerolls quickly as well. So I'm going to go with the Undead with you two. I think they've probably got just enough. The team's a lot better balanced, and like obviously Watchtower said, with that high strength, they may struggle in the job Dauntless. And they lost a good piece last week as well. So and I think once niggled as well. Oh, he fired him, didn't he? So yeah, I think the Requiem will get themselves another win. So that's us done. I can't wait to see the Dark Elf off. I mean, top versus second, that's going to be amazing. And I'm sure Nurgle are going to be rubbing their hands with the big cups and everyone else saying, please draw so we can catch up. So yeah, good luck in your game, Watchtower. Hope you,
Thank you.
get
It's
that win.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
evening.
Ooh, tomorrow evening. What time? What time English time?
8 o'clock UK time.
Ooh, 8 o'clock. You take care. Way. Bonus. So thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. I know you're going to be in that top 3 by the end of the season. Hunter, as always, a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, and thanks for Watchtower as well. Been nice talking to him.
Thanks to both of you. Keep up the good work.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
thanks,
much.
man.
We will try.
We're looking forward to the next guest. So if anyone wants to join again,
I think
message Bernie or just message me, and we'll try to see if we can schedule you in any way.
it's quite good because I'm getting a list. I have to write a list now, so it's quite good then that we're getting people who want to come on the show. You're all more than welcome, and like I say, we'll try our best to fit times around you if we can. Like we was going to do this one in the morning, but obviously, because it was better for Watchtower to play and do in the evening. We did it in the evening, so we'll always try and sort that out as well for you if we can. So just let us know when you're available, what sort of times you can do that day, and we'll try and get you on and have some fun. And obviously, I won't tip all of you come on. I won't curse you all, so don't worry about that. So we're done. Thanks again. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully, we'll had a lot of death, and hopefully the Paths to the World End will have cashed in the Bernie Banker and got me a win. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
See ya.
Cheers.